Alright, let's try it out. Is it working? Let's refresh. Scroll down, loop. That one's working. Hover, click, morph, activate. Yes! Oh, I'm so happy. Ah, that looks so good. Hey guys, how's it going? In today's video, I'm going to be going over how I'm making my own custom web element to display Lottie animations and add more interactivity to them. So if you don't know what Lottie is, it's basically a bunch of tools maintained by Airbnb. The first one being a plugin for After Effects, which allows you to export your animations as JSON files. And the second being a framework or library really to load those animations to be rendered as SVGs on your web page or your mobile app. So it's gaining a lot of popularity actually. Twitter have started using it and Uber Eats as well in their app. The thing is with the base package, you only get options to like play, pause, go to the end, go to the start, go to a certain frame, things like that. And you can actually add on a lot more things, which I'm going to be doing in my custom web element, and I'm going to be making it as a npm module. So this is the first time for me. I'm trying to figure things out as well, but I just wanted to document how it goes. So I've actually started making these interactions on my website svgenius.co, but it's as a view component, and I've implemented looping, click, hover, morph, what else? Stopping on the last frame. I don't know how to name that, but it's basically for logos so that they don't keep on looping. And also another one which is pretty good is to play the animation when you scroll down to it on the page. And I thought that was really cool, so I want to make it more, well, I want to get it out of the view component and just as a general npm module. In the future, I also want to add stroke color and stroke width changing, and more animation types, which I've got as ideas. This first part, I'm going to do the basic animations and see how you set up things to make an npm module. So this is the first for me, and I hope you enjoy. Alright guys, how's it going? So it's been about an hour since I've been making this, and I've actually, I'm surprised it was so quick to do, but I've managed to make my own custom element. So I'm just going to go through how I made it. So basically, so the first thing I had to get sorted to make it easier to test was create a webpack config. So I just did build and installed webpack with npm, and you can see it down here. And so yeah, that just bundles it into a single JS file. And then that was easier to test it out. So the actual element itself, so this is going to be the npm module. So you just create a class that extends HTML element, and at the end you define it, and then that makes it available in your web page. And then in between you can do whatever you want. So I just loaded up the animation with the path that's set as an attribute in the web page. And yeah, so you just get attribute, and then I pass it to load animation, so it loads when the element loads. Then just declared my Lottie interactive custom element, its path, and yeah, it's got it working. So that's that was a pretty good start. So now I saw on the Google Documents that you can attach listeners to it, so that's going to be perfect for like making on hover, click, stuff like that. But I'm not going to do, well, I can't just make it all in one class. So I'll probably make like an animation class and set it all onto that. And then I guess in this part, load it up, create an animation depending on the attribute that you pass it. That could be an option, but I might just prototype it quickly and get the interactions working before. But otherwise, I'm super happy with that. It's a really good basis. It's a really good base to start off of. And I've got my build working, and I can test it quite easily. So yeah, this is a really good start, and I will now start making the interactions. So let's go. Alright guys, it's been about an hour or so and I've managed to set up the basic interactions, so hover, click, loop and autoplay as well. So autoplay just plays once when the page loads, click on click, and then it waits until the animation is finished, so if you spam it doesn't bug out. Then hover, same as hover, if you got to go back into make it play again, and then loop, of course it's just a loop. So the way I structured it is a basic interaction that has the Lottie animation, and just listens for when the animation is complete and just sets a boolean if it's finished, and sets playing to false. So then on click, if it's already playing, it won't play again. If it isn't, it'll play. Same for hover, nothing too complicated really. And then this is the kind of messy HTML element for the moment. So that's just creating the divs, I'll show you that in a minute. And then we get the attribute, so loop or autoplay, and then that's got to be set in the load animation part here. So that's why I'm doing that here. And then otherwise we just set the registers, so for hover and click, and then cool play on click, play on hover. I'm still gonna, after this I'm gonna just write on paper how I want to structure it a bit better to make this a lot more cleaner. And what was I supposed to show? Oh yeah, so okay, this is the custom element. So yeah, it's my own custom element, Lottie interactive, pass the path and the interaction type. And then we got the shadow root, which I learned about this morning. Some styling that applies to the actual element. So the host part, all the styling in the host goes on top onto this bit. So that's for like size and stuff like that. And then we got the container div. So that's just width, height 100. So it's full size of the parent. And then the animation. So yeah. So what's left to do is morph it. So I can show that here. Morphing, and oh yeah, activate and deactivate. So morph, it plays when you hover over it, and then reverses it when your mouse goes out. And activate, deactivate, the same, but just with a click. So So I've got these to do, and then yeah, just try and make the code a bit cleaner so that it's easier to implement more animations in the future. And then think about how doing the stroke and colors, which will be pretty fun. So yeah, that's it for today, and yeah, I'll check in tomorrow. Hey guys, how's it going? So today is day 3. Should be the last day of coding most of the interactions and just the foundations of the code really. After that, I just need to test it and make sure it's all ready for NPM. Otherwise, yeah, last night I made some just like quick class diagrams and stuff, just how I wanna structure it all. For the most part, there's still a few things I'm not too sure about, like putting listeners on the attributes. So like if you go in and change the attributes dynamically, like to catch that and then update the element. But I'll sort that out maybe today. Otherwise, I've gone to the gym, had my coffee, had my water. So it should be a productive morning, and I'm really excited to get into this and yeah, finish it up. So let's get right into this. Alright guys, so I've just finished coding the interactions, so I wanted to do a quick review of what I just did in the last few hours. So the main element, I cleaned it up a bit, put everything into methods, and the main one being this initialization one. So I create all the interactions and store them up here. I think I'm going to put these into an array afterwards, but I was having problems with that. And then activate it depending on the attributes that is passed in through the HTML. So I've got to make this better as well. Check the attributes in a loop or something, just to stop with all the if statements. And yeah, and then load the animation. So basically the interactions, they all inherit from this basic interaction that just manages the Lottie animation and has a listener on it for when it's complete, and so it knows when it's playing or not. And then all the other animations inherit from it, or extend it, and do their thing. So the main change that I made was that all the interactions registered their own listeners. So yeah, like click, event listener, when click happens, play on click, and then this just sorts out the animation. Then we got hover, which is the same, but I'll just on mouse enter. What else? Morph. So this one's a bit different because you've got to play it backwards when the mouse leads. And then switch is the same as morph, but with click. And so all in all, we get all these different interaction types. So autoplay just plays once when the page loads. Click obviously just plays on click. Morph when you hover over it, and then it stops at the end and then reverse back to the beginning. Switch is the same, but clicking it. Hover, loop, and yeah, that's morph again. So the other interaction that I forgot to show was the play on show interaction, where basically the animation just plays when the viewport is aligned with the animation. So in my website, I did it on a percentage, just on scroll and checking the percentage. This part actually can do it like dynamically. there's a new API apparently called Intersection Observer, or that's part of the API that allows you to detect when it's visible on screen, rather than like putting a listener on scroll and doing it in that. So apparently this is much more efficient, and I'm quite happy that I found it out, because yeah, it's better what's it called, efficiency, I guess. So yeah, that's pretty cool. So yeah, that's all the interactions. There's going to be more in the future, and what's left to do is the stroke color, and perhaps maybe just the background color. And yeah, so I'm pretty happy with this. First time making a HTML element, and it was quite interesting how to set it all up. So yeah, that's my little Lottie interactive element. So this is going to go up on NPM when it's ready. It's already up on GitHub, which I'll link in the description. So if anyone's got TypeScript skills to help out, if there's like some cleaner way to do some of the stuff, I'd very much appreciate that. One last thing I've got to do as well is put listeners onto the attributes. Apparently that's a thing, so that when you, like, I think it's when you, for example, go into here and change it from like switch to loop. So yeah, that doesn't work, but that would work. So I think I've got to do that as well, and then clean it up a bit and see if it's all good for NPM. So yeah, I'm pretty excited, pretty happy. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like, subscribe if you want to see more. I will be releasing soon some of my tips for making Lottie animations, and the tools I use, and things like that. So yeah, stay tuned, thanks for watching, and take care. Bye bye.